I've seen several stories about how the Genshin Impact community likes to target and harass artists for their fan art of certain characters. I've read about stories where the fan base will dox minors, exposing their personal information and where they live just because of some beef they have with them about Genshin Impact. And there's always word going around about the inherent toxicity that revolves around the Genshin Impact community and some of the racism and bigotry that the fandom has to deal with on a daily basis. I was recently talking to a Genshin Impact content creator and TikToker known as ShinyKitty. They were bringing up how they were disgusted with how rude and toxic the Genshin Impact community can be at times. Personally, I like to talk about the fandom here and there, issues that I see with it, or just make light of some of the more funny or lewd content that people can't help but create out there. I definitely play Genshin Impact, but it's not like my main game like Donkey Kong Country is. I do like the aspect of multiplayer on it though, and I think that's been bringing me back to play the game more and more these days. I want to get into a couple stories today where we talk about how toxic and rude the fandom can be to artists that are creating fan art for Genshin Impact characters. One of the stories I want to bring up today is about the artist known as Cravat on Twitter. They were commissioned by Jean's English voice actor to make a drawing of Jean in their summer skin before a signing that they had. Cravat is genuinely an amazing artist. Their talent is so raw and beautiful. The art style and aesthetic that they have is incredible, and they do fan art of characters from several games, many that you probably know. I've seen artwork of theirs from Eris of Final Fantasy VII and Jesse and James from Pokemon. They just have an awesome and unique style, and they made this artwork of Jean for the voice actor like I mentioned earlier and posted it on Reddit. I remember seeing this Cravat tweet about their experience with posting their artwork into the Genshin Impact subreddit. Cravat's tweet says, "Just remember before you post your art on Reddit to brace yourself." They carry on into a thread on Twitter saying, "I understand now that I made mistakes on this piece. I'm always trying to improve and will be taking it on. But man, my poor heart. Let this be a lesson. Don't act like this, especially to smaller artists. Someone may abandon their favorite hobby over something like that." Now you may be wondering what happened on Reddit to make Cravat have to make a tweet like this, explaining how abused they were from the replies on Reddit. Now it was just basically some pretty intense criticism, maybe unexpected because honestly their artwork is gorgeous, but people hated this elbow, hated the armpit. People had a ton of criticism about the body proportions, and somebody was weirdly trying to point out that Cravat had drawn a camel toe when I can't even fathom that that's what they would derive from this line art that is, expressing the way the pants fit onto a body. People just pretty much tore this apart, and it was very unwarranted because it's honestly a beautiful piece. I just think that this kind of reflects the toxicity and the harsh criticism that Genshin Impact is pretty known for. Now you might be thinking, that's not so bad. That's not so bad, right? There couldn't be something worse. Well, unfortunately, there is something worse. Another Genshin Impact fan artist that goes by Pan14 on Twitter made a statement saying that they were being harassed on Twitter in their DMs and in their replies for the artwork that they create of Genshin Impact characters. Now the criticism, toxicity, and harassment isn't as public as the last story we talked about, but Pan14 goes on to explain that they've been getting DMs from people that are showing off their guns and their bullets. And this is just a really disgusting way of saying that they are threatening their life for the fan art that they are making of Genshin Impact characters. Let's keep that in mind. Now, I'm not exactly sure how to describe the art style Pan14 uses, but their characters are sort of in that chibi aesthetic. A lot of the characters from Genshin Impact, they draw in sort of a younger looking version. At least they have like bigger eyes, blushy cheeks, and they just kind of look like they have petite bodies. Now, whether you like somebody's artwork or not, there's an easy road to be like, I don't want to see that, and just turn away rather than DMing somebody a picture of your gun in order to threaten them out of doing drawings. I constantly hear issues with Genshin Impact artists and the fandom being threatening or harassing them. I've seen issues with people whitewashing or blackwashing. There's just a ton of different stuff, and it's like, It's all up to debate, and it's a big gray area because it's honestly artwork, but I'd like to hear more about what y'all think in the comments section. Let me know what you thought about the couple stories I brought up today and how angry some fans can get over some fan art of their favorite character from Genshin Impact. I'll see y'all down in the comments section. Everybody take care. Later.